G'day YouTube, how the heck are we doing? It is Foul Play here. We're back for the second match of this Pauper League. We won the die roll versus Nori Grounald. This is actually the second match of the league, not the first. I had a little bit of a delay in recording, so we'll just do a manual entering for that. Alright, opponent with Scourge Barons, and unfortunately we brick on land there. We'll run out the Ledge Walker, hopefully no Chainer's Edict here. I think we can reasonably delay for an extra turn with Abundant Growth. Okay, Spirited Companion from our opponent, drawing a card, and Lotus Petal off the top, so a mana source of sorts. Abundant Growth first up because we have nothing else to do with the green mana. Another Ethereal Armor off the top as well. Alright, so we can run out Ethereal Armor. We probably do the Cartouche of Solidarity to give us that Edict protection, and we can attack without threat of block. Alright, so third land drop from our opponent. Inspiring Overseer, gaining life, drawing a card, 5 in hand for our opponent. And we can go double white attack. Their flyer can block. How important is it to get to trample? So you can attack for like 6 here, which is almost there. Or Abundant Growth. I don't know. I think it's fine to just really throw down. Make sure our opponent can't ephemerate their Inspiring Overseer for more life. I mean, putting them to 1, they could go that low if they wanted to. It's not dead, so they can do that. Alright, and opponent Umand decided not to block here, so they're on 1 life. Alright, cast down on Warrior Token. Alright, Orzohv Ballistica off the top. Creature would be nice for that Edict protection, or Trample would also be nice. Unfortunately, we can't cast this one. How frustrating. Alright, well, we'll throw down again, see what we draw. Maybe another Cartouche, even. It's not a Cartouche. Alright, well, it's been a comical game here. We'll attack. Opponent's forced to block. Our creature likely gets wiped away. And there's the block. Oh, Ephemerate. Okay, so a little bit of a resetting the board for our opponent, getting that card draw, rebound effect happening. And this time going after Spirited Companion instead. It seems semi-interesting to me because this doesn't gain a life and this does. I guess they want to start attacking for 2. Our opponent plays out Goliath, taking the initiative. So this one, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then all the other goodies you can read on your own there. They get a Plains off that. Alright, so Cartouche of Solidarity, and that is Edict Protection. Do we hold off on this Ethereal Armor, or do we just jam it? Our opponent's forced to lose their flying creature. We could always throw down on the Warrior Token, and then that's bad if they have cast down. I think we hold Ethereal Armor in hand in case we have to reset on a second creature. This one should be big enough currently. Not surprisingly, the block is there. Alright. And opponent takes the initiative with the Scry effect here. We want to see 2 to the bottom, hopefully. Alright, not so great. 2 to the top. Could be better. Alright, drawing one of those cards now. And a Spirited Companion drawing the other. Alright. Well, just like a mana source off the top wins it for us because we have Trample in hand. And plenty of draws will get us there. Oh my goodness. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get in there. I'm guessing more Ephemerate shenanigans from our opponent. Sure thing. Yep, there it is. At least we get extra protection with Sihana Ledgewalker. I think we do cast it here. Downside is like an Arms of Hadir effect. Whatever the... I can't remember which one is 3 mana, but neg 1 to the board, right? I think Arms of Hadir is the 4 mana one. Alright, so opponent creates a treasure token off the stash under city effect there. Rebound on the Ephemerate. Surely you go after the flying creature this time. Yep, so they do. They get that life gain, they get that card draw. The third copy of Spirited Companion from our opponent, 38 cards left in deck. Obscure Storefront. I think they drew a Plains last turn, so they're holding at least one more land source in hand with the 7 cards in hand. Alright, Core Skyfisher from our opponent, continuing to develop that card advantage there. Because they bounce like a Spirited Companion and replay it. Bouncing Goliath Paladin. Okay, well, we find our mana source, and this should be well and truly lethal now. 8 turns deep, and our opponent concedes the game. Okay, so our opponent is on an Orzohv Ephemerate deck list. This is the general gist of what the deck does. We saw the most of what it does. It plays these card draw creatures. It plays Ephemerate. It has a removal package, but usually the Chainer's Edicts are in the sideboard these days. Of course, Dawnbringer Cleric is one to be concerned about because it can destroy target enchantment, plus an Ephemerate will destroy another 2 enchantments if Dawnbringer is on the battlefield. That can be a big issue for us, so we're going to go over that later in sideboarding. And we can see Suffocating Fumes there, not Arms of Hadir. That is a form of interaction. Other interaction is more copies of Dawnbringer, more copies of Suffocating Fumes, and Arms of Hadir, and the Chainer's Edict mentioned earlier. Alright, so this is how we're going to look to sideboard. We're going to look to bring in Kruphix's Insight and Young Wolf. Kruphix's Insight is going to counteract Ephemerate plus Dawnbringer potentially, seeing 3 enchantments potentially, which is quite nice. And Young Wolf is just going to offer us that Chainer's Edict protection. Reminder as well, guys, if you do enjoy the video, please consider subscribing. Alright, so look to take out, I reckon, all copies of Ancestral Mask, as much as it's powerful and it gets buffed by opponent's Spirited Companion. I just don't think it's where we want to be. We'll also trim on Lotus Petal and Setessan Training. In some matchups, I like to cut out my Lotus Petals when I'm bringing Kruphix's Insight, because Setessan Training is a hit, but here being fast I feel is quite important, so we're going to keep in lots of copies of Lotus Petal. No creature hand, we mulligan here. There's also potential for our opponent to have Duress post-board. This hand looks reasonable. We might need a little bit of help off the top, but this is definitely a keep. Is it bottom Forest or bottom Utopia Sprawl? Utopia Sprawl seems kind of awkward, this hand. Maybe we just like delay running out the Utopia Sprawl, because that gives us our white. Alright, this is probably slightly better than the Ash Barrens. Tap land from the opponent. Scout off the top. Well, we'll lead on Young Wolf anyway. Get that Edict protection. And Thrabian Inspector from our opponent. Second Scored Barrens. Or Scored Barrens, however we pronounce this one. Lotus Petal doesn't seem super relevant to get out right now. This plays really bad into Arms of Hadir if we extend this other Young Wolf. I think we just set up, and I know I did that a manner inefficient, but I don't want to use Lotus Petal on Setessan Training at this point, I don't feel, so I'm not going to. Alright, and Spirited Companion from our opponent, drawing a card. Playing the Orzohv Ballistica, bouncing one of their Scored Barrens. Not surprisingly, no attacks from our opponent. So we do hit the mana source off the top there. Now we can Setessan Training over on this side, drawing a card. Abundant Growth off the top, so not the best one off the top, but throw down on this other forest. Alright, so also not the best draw. We don't really have a good attack here, so we have to just hope and pray that we stop seeing these land sources. When it plays Inspiring Overseer, up to 23, 6 cards in hand, another Scored Barrens. Another Setessan Training, how funky. Oh my god, another land. Oh my goodness, man. Alright, pass the turn. Good news is there's only one Lotus Petal left in the deck, right? Because we sideboarded the other one out. Our opponent might actually go after our mana here. We'll see what they decide. Yep, so after Utopia Sprawl. Keeping these ones secret, so that's kind of nice. Another Orzohv Ballistica. Alright, plenty of mana on our opponent's side. Attacking in the air. Alright, so any white aura off the top would be ideal. Oh, upkeep. Dawnbringer Cleric going after Abundant Growth. Not too shabby opponent. Unfortunately for them, we do have the Lotus Petals in hand, which we are slow rolling. Armadillo Cloak off the top. So that's going to take us to a 5-3. We could trade our Scout with their entire board. That doesn't seem super appealing to me. Alright, well, I guess we just Young Wolf and pass, because we want to see a first strike effect before we fully commit. Opponent will pick off his test and training as well. Another reason not to play the Armadillo Cloak. Never mind, they actually flickered their Spirited Companion instead of their Dawnbringer, getting the card draw. Attacking for 2 in the air, we'll take that. We're still nice and healthy. We have life gain in hand. Alright. Goliath Paladin. Opponent takes the initiative. This would be a really good time for an Ethereal Armor. While our opponent is tapped out, taking that initiative back off of them. And I said they were tapped out. There's the planes. There's, oh goodness, more mana sources. Lovely stuff. Alright, well, that's not the best thing in the world, really. Alright, let's play this one out and pass the turn. Alright, so opponent with the Undercity effect, buffing up their Inspiring Overseer, attacking for 4 now this turn. 6 cards in our opponent's hand. Cross Skyfisher off the top. I guess this returns Dawnbringer Cleric. Yeah. Recast Dawnbringer Cleric. No doubtably going after that Abundant Growth again. I'm okay with them doing it this way. This is fine by me. We have to like hope to dodge Ephemerate though, which they've likely got in hand. Alright, so Scourge Barons, opponent up to 25. Alright, well, let's see what our opponent's got. I guess we can... Yeah, they've only got 2 toughness. Let's just attack and see if they trade with Core Skyfisher or... Sorry, see if they chump with Core Skyfisher, which they probably won't. They might like Ephemerate and then destroy the Armadillo Cloak though, which I'm semi-expecting. If they don't, that's really good for us. Alright, there it is. Alright, so goodbye Armadillo Cloak. So that's 1 Ephemerate on rebound, 1 in the graveyard. We're on 12. We're starting to get a little bit low for my liking. Oh god, so the trap effect makes us lose 5 life here. Down to 7. We might be dead to them attacking white even. Taking the initiative, archives, draws a card. So 6 damage in the air will put us to 1 life. Alright. So I guess Ethereal Armor won't cut it, because we can't Ethereal plus Armadillo Cloak. Goliath Paladin from our opponent. Alright, well they've completed the Undercity effect. Reveal the top 10 cards of your library. Put a creature card from among that wants the battlefield with 3 1/1 counters on it. It gains hexproof until your next turn. Then shuffle your library. Is that just on the Goliath Paladin? Oh, no, that's on a big flying fatty. Oh no. How do we get out of this? So like willing Abundant Growth into Ethereal Armor? Maybe? It's not going to cut it. Let's concede. Alright, going into sideboarding here. Our opponent wasn't as fast as I expected them to be, and also we're on the play, so I don't think Lotus Petal is as important here. We're going to bring back in the 2 Ancestral Masks and 1 Citizen Training. I value Citizen Training a little bit better because it does have that like compounding trigger with Krufix's Insight. We only really need 1 Ancestral Mask to win most games. Alright, so assuming our opponent has removed all copies of Cast Down, this Young Wolf hand could actually be keepable. As like a semi-reasonable clock, we draw a card. I think this is fine. I think we actually keep this. Given we're on the play, on the draw this looks a bit worse, but on the play it's pretty good. Alright, well, our deck is starting off wonderfully and giving us some land drops right now. That's what we're looking for, right? Alright, we'll Cartouche of Solidarity. I guess cycle an Ash Barrens with the effect. Get another white mana. That stops them from denying us white mana with Dawnbringer Cleric. God, opponent just leaves this up. So, I mean, I just smell a Cast Down. Let's attack and see what happens. I don't want, like, to lose the card draw of Sideboarding Training to Cast Down on the stack. Our opponent's going to have to start, like, tapping their mana somewhat soon anyway. If they want to... What's going on here? Okay. So, like, if they want to resolve a creature, and then they'll probably want to resolve that 3 mana flyer. Alright, well, there's Cast Down. I'm not sure how many copies they're supposed to board it out, if they do board it out at all, but I mean, they've semi-got us there, so we'll see what happens. It's bought us a bit of time. Hopefully our draws are not dead like they were in the second game. Alright, well, speaking of dead draws, right on time. Let's like land cycle this off the plains, I guess. We'll get another plains. We'll throw down on our Young Wolf, anything relevant. We've thinned our deck of mana and here we are. Unlucky. Yeah, we haven't drawn a single non-land card in 4 draws, so it's gonna get very dicey very soon. Oh god, our opponent brings in a Flag Bearer effect and we have not got an answer for this. Sideboarding Training and Cartouche of Solidarity can only target creatures we control. So maybe there's like a chance in hell. I don't know. See what we find off the top. Abundant Growth. I guess we take some of these guys. We just like aren't packing the removal that we need though. We possibly should have brought in Standard Bearer as next level for Honor Guard. It wasn't in the sideboard that I was looking at, unfortunately, but I guess it should be something on our radar. So anyway, we'll continue and Abundant Growth here. Look for that Cartouche, hopefully. Alright, well, that's not so great. No attacks to be had. Yeah, this is not going to go well. Alright, Goliath Paladin from our opponent, taking the initiative now. And we see a Plains 2-hand. Alright, so no attacks from our opponent. Of course, we continue our Stellar Form, so I guess we throw that down. I mean, what can we really do at this point? Alright, opponent beefing up their Goliath Paladin, and I would think they'd want to go after Honor Guard. Maybe they just assume we can't kill it regardless. So attacking with Goliath Paladin, that's going to be a quarter of our life. Opponent gaining some life. We just can never attack through this currently. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to concede there. That is, that's something else. All 3 of these enchantments we hit off like Krufix's Insight, or maybe the Abundant Growth found the Utopia Sprawl, but a lot didn't go right there. The fact they had Cast Down plus Honor Guard, and the fact that we didn't actually have any auras to throw down on our creature in the initial turns and just continue to draw mana sources instead really did not help. So good games for our opponent. I mean, this sort of variance is going to happen, and it comes with the territory of the deck and of the game as well. So until next time, have a wonderful day, guys. I'll see you then.